What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. I am the Poetic Killer, and in today's video, we're going to be reading the poem Testament of Triumph and Beneath the Waters. So, we're going to start off with Testament of Triumph. Getting lost in the past will get you caught up in a rapture. Any form of frustrations should be expressed through laughter. No time for second chances when your passion is locked. Never give up even when your creativities are mocked. Ignorant individuals will waste their time on distractions. Pay attention to all forms of unity, not groups divided by factions. When it's time to show off your achievements and success, your haters will have no choice but to make amends and be impressed. And that is testament of triumph. Now it says, getting lost in the past will get you caught up in a rapture. Any form of frustrations should be expressed through laughter. Getting lost in the past is talking about getting lost in a mentality or an experience or a trait or a habit that you know that you've outgrown. Getting lost in people, places, and things that you know that you've outgrown. And you will know that based on your intuition and just your experiences that, okay, these things are not working no more for me. I have to evolve. You know what I'm saying? I cannot dissolve because the opposite of evolve is to dissolve, right? So if you want to evolve, you have to go past that barrier. You got to go past that firmament, that restrictions, that mental and esoteric barrier for you to reach something new and for you to evolve. Just like a caterpillar is in a cocoon, and it has to burst out of that cocoon. It has to burst out of that firmament, that restriction. You know what I'm saying? And once it does that, it can now fly and evolve into a butterfly. So that's what it's talking about. So getting lost in the past will get you caught up in a rapture. AKA, it's like astrology, your north node and your south node. If you're lost in your south node for too much, you're going to be forced into your north node. You know what I mean? So you want to have that nice balance, that remembering things from your past that can help you elevate you for something new into your future. And then it says any forms of frustrations should be expressed through laughter. That's just talking about transmuting energy. Whatever you're going through that might you might feel like is very tough and very difficult for you, it's very important that you express that through laughter, or it could be, if it's something that is very passionate, it could be through going working out, through gym, singing, going to a break room. I think that's what it's called, where you can break plates and things like that. Whatever way that you can transmute that energy into something positive that isn't something destructive, that is what you should be doing. Then it says, no time for second chances when your passion is locked. Never give up even when your creativities are mocked. So that's why I'm saying it's very important to have a strong mind and realize, okay, no matter what I'm going through, I know what I am. I know who I am, and I know where I'm trying to reach. And if you know this is something that is actually very beneficial for yourself and others, then that is something that is that is something that you have to be very locked into. You have to be very passionate about. You cannot let people's animosity or jealousy or envy to block you from what you're trying to achieve. You know what I'm saying? It's very important that you have a strong mind, you have a strong will, and you have a strong passion to achieve what you want to achieve. Even if you're being mocked, if you know that you love what you're doing, then you got to just go hard and go hard into achieving that. Then it says, ignorant individuals will waste their time on distractions. Pay attention to all forms of unity, not groups divided by factions. So, ignorant individuals will waste their time on distractions. What I mean by that is that people will be lost into other people's experiences and their actions and things like that, because that's where here it comes again with jealousy and envy. Instead of you to focus on your race and in your lane to reach your destination, you're worrying about what the other people are doing because you might feel like they're either better than you or lesser than you. But you have to realize that they're in their own journey, they're in their own race, and they're focusing on themselves, just like you should be focusing on yourselves. And actually, the more you focus on other people instead of yourself, that is when you actually lose the race, because you're so busy using your mental ability and your physical ability to turn around, and look at this person, or turn around and look at this person, that you forget, oh, I have a race to finish also. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that You're locked in, you have a goal, you have a vision, you have a destination, and you're achieving it. So only ignorant individuals who is not aware, because to be ignorant is someone that is not aware, right? So if you're very aware, you're going to be aware of your destination. You're going to be aware of your what you're trying to achieve. But if you're ignorant, then you're going to be wasting your energy worrying about what someone else is doing because you feel like they're doing better than you, but or they're doing lesser than you. But if you realize that, oh, we're all here on our own journey and we all have our own internal clock system where someone might be ahead because that is their time to be ahead, and you might not be ahead yet because it's not your time, and that's fine. You know what I mean? As long as you're focused and you have a routine and a pattern and you're consistent in what you're doing, eventually it will be your time to reach that destination. So it's very important that you always focus on yourself, not on others. And if you are focusing on others, that's because you're both mutually sharing energy to help each other out. It's not a one-way streak. Then it says, yeah, pay attention to all forms of unity, not groups divided by factions. So any form of group that you're in, any form of collective group that you're participating in, if it's something that brings the energy of collectivism, it brings the energy of working together, that is a beautiful thing because this whole existence is based off collectiveness. It's based off connection. That's why you see the internet or the ethernet is all based on connection. You know what I'm saying? Just like you can have the telephone connect from one device to another based on a distance of proximity, is the same thing you can do with your mind. You can also connect with somebody else non-verbally based on a certain reaction, based on a certain facial expression. That is still a form of connection, a mental connection. And even your vibration, someone can feel that. That's where we get the word empath, because that person is actually feeling and absorbing your energy just like they're absorbing your energy also. That's that mutual energy. So it's very important that you're in groups that are not divided by factions. You're not in groups that their whole basis is to divide others or divide themselves. You're in groups that actually want to work with others. You want to be in groups that actually want to work and collaborate with other people because that is a beautiful thing. Because the more you collaborate with other groups, the more you get awareness and you learn something new, just like they learn something new from you. And that's how we collectively grow together, right? So that's very important. Then it says, when it's time to show off your achievements and success, your haters will have no choice but to make amends and be impressed. So it's very important that that's why it's very important to show. You know, it's good to talk, but you have to also show. That's why it says in the Bible, faith without works. You got to have faith. And once you have the faith, the belief, now you got to put in that passion. You got to put in that work to manifest that. You know what I'm saying? You have to bring it from the internal to the external. And that is the process of evolution. Just like you give birth to a child, it comes from the internal and then it's externalized. Or your mentality is internal, then it's externalized. So that's very important. So yeah, your haters will have no choice but to make amends and be impressed because they're gonna be like, okay, this person said it and they also achieved it. So if they can do that, I can also do it for myself. You know what I mean? You'll be a form of inspiration to others to realize that instead of wasting energy hating on other people, you can actually utilize that energy to work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? And expand yourself and expand people also close to you. And that's how we all collectively grow. So yeah, guys, that is testament of triumph. So your triumph is is your testament. You know what I'm saying? Your testament. You can testify to the masses and be like, look, I did this is how I did it, and this is what worked for me. You need to find your own unique way of doing it, but this is my guideline. And if you want to utilize that to help you in your life, then you know, all power to you. You know what I'm saying? So we're all here to inspire each other and learn from each other. So it's very important that when you do have your testament of triumph, you know, it's something that can inspire others and bring warmth to other people to realize that, oh, okay, if they can do it, I can do it in my own unique way. So yeah, guys, that's that poem. Now let's get to the next poem. The next poem is called Beneath the Waters. The ultimate feeling is knowing your value. You can either travel far or remain stagnant like a statue. The body is as powerful as the mind it possesses. Don't stress about the ending results, just focus on the progress. Learn to love yourself before sharing that energy around. Beware of people who pour out negative emotions just for you to drown. The come up may be slow, but what is victory without the grind? Embrace the death of a situation, for you will be reborn and redefined. And that is beneath the waters. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can say beneath the waters, aka in terms of the womb, when you're a child in the womb, or it could be beneath the waters in your mind. You know what I mean? Just like you have the liquid within your brain, and your brain is swimming in that liquid. You know what I'm saying? If you were to dissect your head, you got the brain and it's protected by liquid and then it's protected by the bone. It's the same thing. It's beneath the waters, beneath the emotions. So now it says the ultimate feeling is knowing your value. You can either travel far or remain stagnant like a statue. So you have to know your value. You have to know thyself. And the more you know your value and you know yourself, the more you can actually know what to participate in and who you should participate with and who you shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? And we're all going through this journey. So don't be hard on yourself if you've experienced other people who took you for granted or took your kindness for weakness. Because that was all part of the learning process for you to realize, okay, I'm actually more valuable than that. And I shouldn't be allowing people to disrespect me like that. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to go through hard situations and difficult situations to know truly how valuable you are and what your true value is. And the more you know that, the more you actually start to love yourself. Because, yes, of course, it's good to have materialistic things to experience and enjoy, but your true value comes from within. And if you have a low self esteem, then you're going to settle for less and people will be able to take advantage of you. And, it's very important that you're always realizing these things and you're loving yourself. That's why it's very good to, go in the mirror, say, 5 or 10 things that you love about yourself, write it down if you want to keep it as something that you can like, always remind yourself. You can recite certain things that you want to achieve in your life, to raise your value and to expect something more valuable in your life. So there's many ways to do these things. It's just all about knowing your beauty, knowing your importance, even when people outside of you tell you that you're not important, even when people outside of you tell you that you're not beautiful, even when people outside of you tell you that you're not worthy or qualified to reach where you want to reach in your life, you are the one that judges that. You tell yourself that you're qualified. You tell yourself that you're loving and caring, and you deserve everything that you want to achieve and manifest in this life. It's all up to you to decide that. You cannot wait for someone else to do that because certain people will realize that and try to manipulate you and tell you that you're actually valuable. Your value is actually very less, even though your value is actually very great. So it's very important that you're always creating that value for yourself and you're dictating how valuable you are. And then it says you can either travel far or remain stagnant like a statue. So you can either travel within the mind, discovering new philosophies, discovering new creativities, discovering new aspects of yourself based on your experience. That's why for you to travel, that's why this is the Sagittarius energy or that Jupiter energy. You got to either travel mentally to realize that there's different aspects of life and different creations and different worlds out there, or you can travel physically and realize that, oh, this location that I'm at geographically is something new. It's a new culture, it's new people, new civilization. You know what I'm saying? You can either do that physically or mentally, but you should always travel. You should always not be afraid of the unknown, not be afraid of new things or things that challenge your expectations or challenge the way you see life, because you're always going to meet new people and new experiences that challenges you and actually makes you think like, okay, wait, is there more to life? Is there more to other people? Even though you might have a preconceptive view of certain experiences or certain people, but it's still very important that you're traveling, because the more you reject other people that are different from you, the more you're actually in a very small box and you're only seeing your perception based on that small box. And you feel like you're comfortable in that box because you've created that box for yourself to perceive things. You know what I'm saying? But instead of having a binocular, which is the box that can only see a few miles, why not have a telescope where you can see the whole galaxy? You know what I'm saying? So it's all up to you if you want to have a perception of a binocular, or you want to have a perception of a what's it called? I just said it, of a telescope. So it's all up to you to decide that what type of perception you want to have. And then it says the body is as powerful as the mind it possesses. Don't stress about the ending result. Just focus on the progress. So the body is as powerful as the mind it possesses because they're intertwined. The mind and the body is intertwined. So if you told yourself, I cannot physically achieve this, then that's what you're going to manifest in your life. But if you tell your physical body, no, I am going to achieve this, no matter what physical barrier or physical limitations that is presented towards me, the more you actually expand and reach something new. And that's, like I said, it's a form of traveling. You know what I mean? And that's very important, that you have to realize that your mind is what controls this body, not the other way around. So the more expensive your mind is, the more expensive your physical body is, and it can achieve more out of this world things. And then it says, don't stress about the ending result, just focus on the progress. Yeah, it's all about the progress. You will reach there. But if you're lost in the ending result, you will forget to actually work on yourself to reach the ending result. You know what I'm saying? And we all fall short in these situations where we want things, and we feel like we deserve things, but it's okay. It's all about realizing that you will reach it and you will achieve that. You just have to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, and eventually you'll reach there. But you cannot expect your body to just physically get to that destination. You got to physically move and run towards your race and your destination. And then it says, learn to love yourself before sharing that energy around. Beware of people who pour out negative emotions just for you to drown. So it's very important that you're learning how to love yourself, and you're sharing that energy around. You know what I mean? Because the more you love yourself, you will actually realize, okay, these people deserve my energy, or these people don't deserve my energy. But you have to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, then people can easily walk all over you. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that you're loving yourself and you're valuing yourself first and foremost, and that's when you actually realize who you deserves this energy. Just like if you have a lot of money and you're interacting with people, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, okay, let's say if you're dating someone, and you realize, oh, this person only wants me for my money, or this person only wants me for my energy. You're gonna be more declined, or yeah, you're gonna feel more declined to actually help that person because you feel like you're being used. But if you have someone that actually likes you for who you truly are, that's the person that you're going to be more inspired to actually share that energy or share that money with, because you feel like, okay, this person actually values me regardless of what I can physically give them or internally give them. And once you realize that, those are the people that, or person, you'll be actually happy to actually share that with, because you know that they value you for who you truly are, not what you can give them. And then it says, beware of people who pour out negative emotions just for you to drown. So this is very important. And this line is very important because this comes in many ways, especially let's say like frenemies, right? And frenemies is just someone that is a so-called friend, but really is actually your enemy. You know what I'm saying? It's an open enemy, but you don't realize that. That's why it's called frenemies, because they're mixed and intertwined. But when you have discernment, you have intuition, and you're tapping in within yourself, that's when you can start to have that message and that knowledge of realizing who is truly for you and who isn't truly for you. Because certain people might come off, smiling in your face and be like, yeah, this and that, but really behind closed doors, they actually detest you, or they're jealous or envy of you. An example will be like, let's say you're someone that, you're a female, you just got your hair done, you got your nails done, you're feeling beautiful, or you're a man, you just got a haircut, you just came back from the gym, you're looking good, you're glowing. And then here comes this hating ass friend or a hating jealousy person that will hide their animosity through a compliment. You know what I'm saying? You got to be very smart and have discernment. Where someone will say something, for an example, for guys, they might say something like, "Oh, you look good. You had a good haircut. You're looking good. I see you're working on yourself." And you might like, "Oh yeah, thank you. I appreciate that." And in your mind, you might think like, "Okay, this person's my friend. They're complimenting me." And then they'll say something right after that, like, "Oh, it's crazy because finally you actually got a good haircut for once, and you're starting to look good for once." I mean, that might hit you off guard because, first of all, they penetrated your mind with something complimentary, something good. So that opens your mind up to open your heart to this person. And then they hit you with something very, with their animosity, and they'll hit you with something very like, oh, whoa, okay, does this person actually like me, or are they trying to say something because they actually don't like me? You know what I mean? So because you might be a good person and a nice person, you might think, oh, they're just saying that as a joke, or they're just maybe that's their form of way of being nice. But once you start to you have good discernment and you have good intuition, you realize that, okay, this person said that just to open up my mind so they can penetrate it with hateful energy. And then their whole game plan is to make you question yourself subconsciously. Because if you were to bring that out, you might seem like a hater, or you might seem like you didn't appreciate their compliment. So you might start thinking to yourself, like, wait, does this person actually like me? Or are they just like you? So you know what I mean? That's the mentality they want you to be in. They want you to be in a confusing state where it's like, does this person like me or they hate me? You know what I mean? But once you start being intelligent and you have good intuition, you start to realize that, oh, okay, so I see what's going on now. This person is trying to mask their hatred or mask their jealousy and envy through compliments. Now, I mean, to destroy my self esteem or destroy my ego. Same thing with a female. You might get your nails done, you got your hair done, you're feeling beautiful, and then your that so-called frenemy or your homegirl that you thought was your homegirl but really isn't will say, "Oh yeah, your hair looks beautiful," and you're like, "Oh, thank you, I appreciate it." And then you're like, "Oh, you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, it's finally good that you actually did your hair for once because most times your hair always looks like someone just put on a scarecrow on someone just put a bird on your head or something like that." And then you might like, "Oh, what is that a joke?" Or you like, you know what I mean? But you wouldn't say it out loud because you might be confused, like, oh, this is my homegirl, so maybe she didn't mean it like that. But she just subconsciously destroyed your self-esteem. But you can't say it out loud because you might seem like you're paranoid or you're doing too much or you're not appreciating her compliment. It's just an example, but that's what it is. So you have to be very discerning of people who truly are for you and who truly isn't for you, because not every smile is genuine. So you have to see beyond that. And it's even more intelligent as a person when you play dumb and you play along and you're like, yeah, I appreciate it, but deep down you know their true intentions and how they're truly coming. So you got to be very, very intelligent and tap within yourself. Because that, like I said, the negative emotions, beware of people who pour out negative emotions just for you to drown. Now you're drowning in that mentality and you're replaying it over and over again, thinking like, oh, I'm not good enough. So you have to always value yourself and love yourself. Then it says, the come up may be slow, but what is victory without the grind? Embrace the death of a situation, for you will be reborn and redefined. So the come up may be slow, but what is victory without the grind? That's that Saturn energy. That's that Capricorn energy. You're working hard, you're working hard, you're working hard to reach where you want to reach. Just like tree, the tree represents that Saturn energy, that Capricorn energy. That's why in astrology, Capricorn represents the money. You know what I'm saying? Capricorn represents the money because you got to work hard and be consistent to reach that. You know what I mean? So that's what it's talking about there. You got to be slow. You'll come up maybe slow, but what is victory without the grind? Because now you can look back at your mountaintop of all those years of working hard and you can look down like, wow, I really worked hard for this and I deserve it. You know what I'm saying? And you can really feel like you really deserved it because you put in the work and the grind effortlessly and you're being persistent. And then it says, embrace the death of a situation, for you will be reborn and redefined. So you got to embrace the death of a situation. That's that Scorpio energy. You know what I'm saying? That's that Pluto energy. Embrace the death of a situation because the universe, or if you want to say God or the universe, is really just showing you that, okay, you have outgrown that situation, you have outgrown those people, you have outgrown those environment. It's time for you to be reborn and be redefined into something new, into something great. Just like in Scorpios, they die and rebirth, they die and reborn. You know what I'm saying? From ashes to ashes to dust. You let that go, and now you rise like the phoenix. You soar up high. So it's very important that if situations you realize like, okay, this situation is not working for me, it's time for you to let it go. Give death to that situation. Not all the time you have to see death as a bad thing. Certain situations, it's time for you to give death to it. Certain mentalities and habits and things like that, you got to give death to it and be reborn into something new and something great. And that's when you'll be reborn and redefined into something beautiful. So yeah, guys, that is Beneath the Waters. Hope you guys gained something new from these poems. Remember, always tap into yourself, work on yourself, and once you do that, the environment around you will also be redefined and recreated into something that is conducive to your energy. And that is the most important thing, so that you can actually bring in something new into this world and into yourself. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed those poems. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you soon.